One. Please rise, if you are able, for the presenting of the colors by the Arlington Police Department Color Guard, Honor Guard. Remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you to our bagpiper, Mr. Hamish Blackman, the Arlington Police Department Honor Guard, and the Arlington High School Jazz Band for that rendition of our national anthem. I would also like to thank our graduation coordinator, Ms. Joanna Began, and the many staff and student volunteers, without whom this ceremony would not be possible. On behalf of the Superintendent of Schools, Kathy Bodie, Principal Matthew Janger, the school committee, our entire administrative team and faculty, I am honored to welcome everyone to the graduation exercises for Arlington High School's class of 2021. To the parents, guardians, family, and friends, we're delighted that you could join with us today to mark this milestone in the lives of these young people. It is well known that it takes a village, and so it is only appropriate that we assemble students, teachers, alumni, family, and community to reflect together and celebrate together as we honor these graduates and their accomplishments. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the Arlington High School principal, Dr. Matthew Janger.
I'm going to make you stand through my entire speech. Please be seated. Wow. We made it. We're here. This is unexpected. Unexpected is the word for the class of 2021. An unexpectedly wonderful group of young men and women, of young people, and an unexpected year. We've planned this graduation 5 times. We planned your prom 6 times. We planned the school year 10 times. And now, finally, we are here together. I don't get a lot of time. There's a lot more people you want to hear from today more than me, but I want to say this. Welcome to the 155th annual graduation ceremony for Arlington High School. Thank you, students, for keeping at it through interruption after interruption. Thank you, teachers, for adjusting and problem solving. Thank you, parents, for your support. This year, there's a longer list of thank yous and some specifics I think I need to go through. I need to thank the parent volunteers who helped us organize more and more complicated events to recognize these class. Some key names include Lori Pescatori, Kathy Sally, Amy Spear, Lori Talanian, and if I left your name out, I apologize. Many, many, many others. Thank you, Liana Bassett, the senior class advisor, who kept adjusting and communicating with everyone. Thank you, Dean McKnight, who helped lead the student government. Thank you to our other administrators, Mr. DiLoretto, Ms. Tivnan, Mr. McCarthy, who keep this place together. Thank you to the teacher volunteers who put in extra time to make this graduation run today. Thanks to our custodial crew, who have put in triple time this year, cleaning, setting up, taking down, setting up, and cleaning. Thank you to my administrative assistant, Carolyn Simmons, for the weeks of overtime she put in to get the lists right. And please, a round of applause for Ms. Began, who has taken on this graduation as her personal mission. We also have dignitaries here today who I'd like to thank for attending. Our Representative Garbely, who's here, Assistant Superintendent Roderick McNeil, Dr. Roderick McNeil. I left someone off. School Committee Chair, William Hayner. And I need to give a special note of thanks to our superintendent who will be graduating with you this year in the class of 21, Dr. Kathleen Bodie, who has led this district for the past 12 years with dignity and class and wisdom. Thank you. So I only get a minute, and there are many things to talk about this year. The pandemic, racial justice, political upheaval, mascots, construction, isolation, anxiety. All of these have been part of our experience in the past year. I've written 12 different graduation speeches. But at this moment, I want to focus on gratitude. Gratitude is something that helps carry us through moments of change, isolation, and uncertainty. This event, full of so much meaning, was not sure to happen just a month ago. So much has been hard in this past year, but we are here today as a community. You are here. Every one of us has traveled our own path, but we have arrived here together, and I am so grateful to be here today. I only get a minute. So today, I decided to encourage you to make your own speech, silently. What are you grateful for? What is important to you in this moment? What will you take away that will help you in future moments of challenge? What was important about high school, whether it was friends, activities, academics, or sneaking out to Dunkin' Donuts? Who supports you? What did you overcome? So take a breath, and let's take a moment to just savor this moment together. Thank you. Graduation reminds you that this community cares about you. It reminds you that you have handled uncertainty before, and you will again. You made it through high school in 2021. Remember to be grateful. Savor these moments, maintain your connections, do good for others, and take deep breaths. Congratulations, class of 2021. You made it.
Thank you, Dr. Jenger. It's my pleasure to present Nate Pockris, the class treasurer. Nate will be moving on to the United States Coast Guard Academy, where he will be studying cyber systems. Nate will announce the elementary and middle school faculty awards of appreciation.
Thank you. Over the past 13 years in the Arlington Public Schools, we have been exposed to so many wonderful teachers. These appreciation awards are going out to those who stood out to us because of their exceptional kindness, diligence, and dedication towards our growth as students. From Bishop Elementary, remembered for her smiles and support of all her students, Miss Wall. From Stratton Elementary, Miss Mullen, who always had a bag of Jolly Ranchers and a love for Bruce Springsteen. From Thompson Elementary, someone who always put the safety and comfort of her students first, Miss Armstrong. From Pierce Elementary, the librarian whose after-school program impacted so many students, Mrs. T. From Brackett Elementary, Miss LaRocca, who once taught herself German for a new student she believed did not speak English. From Dallin Elementary, a verifiable book recommendation machine, Miss Connor. From Hardy Elementary, the ever-enthusiastic Miss Brambilla. And from Audison Middle School, Mr. Zirk. Even if you didn't have him as your teacher, we all remember Mr. Zirk for his quick humor, crazy stories, and an infectious love for English. Thank you to all the teachers receiving recognition, and I would also like to extend our gratitude to every teacher who has helped us along this journey. We truly could not have done it without you.
Thank you, Nate. It's my pleasure to introduce the chair of the Arlington School Committee, Mr. Bill Hayner.
Mr. Janga told me not to raise the microphone, but I have to. Whoa.
You're not going to be able to reach it.
Thank you. Mr. Janga mentioned all the people and thanking all the people in the school community. I want to recognize all the people in the town that did things that were not expected, constantly cleaning the buildings and preparing them, protecting them. I also want to share some thoughts with you. Older people are always giving young people advice. Well, I'm not going to change it. Bear with me. Today is another rite of passage for you. You will be expected to act more mature and be more responsible for yourself. Fine, be more mature and responsible. But I'm here to tell you, don't forget the child inside you. Remember when you were little, you believed you could fly. Yes, it was pretend, but you thought you could. Children don't know what they can do until someone tells them they're not possible. I wonder if the Wright brothers were told that they couldn't fly. It is the child in all of us that frees the imagination to do the impossible. Things such as go to the moon, wireless phones, so much. The word no should only mean not right now. The adult who sees the world through the eyes of a child is a creative person and one who is happier. They understand what sharing is and that giving makes one feel great. Surround yourself with young thinkers. Stay young no matter how old you get. Don't always look at things straight on. Give them a twist. See the funny side. Yes, you will have serious times. The days will be tough and down, but God willing, they will be few and far between. Behind you are all your memories. Before you are all your dreams. Around you are all who love you. Within you are all you will ever need. Stay young forever. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayner. It's my pleasure to introduce Arlington Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kathy Bodie.
Thank you. And on behalf of the Arlington Public School community, I want to congratulate each of you on your graduation today. And thank Dr. Janger for recognizing my years. I wasn't going to speak about them, but I suppose it's quite fitting that I started in this role of superintendent when you were in kindergarten and now graduating with you. They have been wonderful years, and I hope that when you look back, you will, and as you are today, remember all of the good and all the people that have gotten you here today. So this is a very special day for you. It is also a proud and a very emotional day for your parents and family. And this is a special day for all the community of people in the Arlington Public Schools who have taught and supported you, guided you, and cheered you on during your high school, middle, and elementary years. You have recognized teachers from each school who have very special influence on your life. I also want to acknowledge these teachers and thank them, as well as for all the educators in our schools for the dedication to your well-being and education. And for all those who have done everything they can to keep our schools in good working order, our custodians and facilities folks, and those who prepared your food every day and also distributed food this year during a very tough time for many families. And I will add, they did an amazing job this year, and you did too. This has been, no doubt, a very challenging year for everyone. And as Dr. Jangle said, this graduation, as we're sitting here today, was deeply in question not a short month ago. You have demonstrated your resiliency, care for others, and flexibility. A few examples. The Bridge Builder Club welcomes students back after school closure. The Asian American Coalition, for their work this year, was awarded one of MTA's Human and Civil Rights Award for the 2021 year. Some of you have participated in the Anti-Racism Working Group, and some of you have participated with help with food distribution. And you pivoted 3 times this year from remote learning to departmental shifts and to 5-day in-person. That builds a lot of strength for you as you move forward. You have taken college-level courses, MOOCs, have been Model UN and Model Congress delegates. You have demonstrated your understanding of global citizenship by accomplishing the requirements for the Seal of Biliteracy and Global Competency certifications. As a class, you have formed deep friendships. You have a wonderful spirit of cooperation and collaboration. You have been high-achieving mathematicians, computer scientists, budding scientists, and engineers. You have been applauded actresses and actors who brought us professional quality plays and musicals. And this year's virtual Amour brought high praise from many people, including the author of the English lyrics for Amour, who was able to watch the play in another city since it was virtual. You have honed your leadership skills on Student Council, Captain's Council, United Voices, the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, Black Students Union, and as leaders of more than 70 clubs in the high school, which is quite impressive. Among you are admired and awarded musicians who have entertained and inspired us with your concerts, which were particularly inspiring this year in their virtual formats. Over the last 4 years, you have distinguished yourself in many other ways. Among you are National Merit Scholarship winners and commended students, advanced placement scholars, recognized artists, accomplished athletes who with teammates qualified for the postseason competition many times this year and is still going on, and have won a few Middlesex League championships and have had several Boston Globe All-Scholastic awards. Your contributions to your school and community have been many. As educators, we talk about enduring understandings. One of the important understandings we hope will endure from your years in the Arlington Public Schools is this: giving of yourself in service to others not only enriches the lives of everyone around you, but we hope that will you continue to give yourself in service to others in both small and large ways, and to live your life in a way that inspires others. So in closing, know that as you are leaving us, we are proud of your many accomplishments in service. But we are most proud of the young adults you have become. So best wishes to all of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Bodie. At this time, our madrigal singers perform Rise, an original composition by senior Louis Schreiber. It will feature seniors Megan Anderson and Robert Labarge as soloists. Thank you to our madrigal singers, directed by Miss Mara Walker. Senior madrigal members are Megan Anderson, Chandler Betts, Lena Brody, Sam Derringer, Jackson DuPont, Robert Labarge, Ali Roger, and Louis Schreiber. It's my pleasure to introduce Lauren Bain, president of the class of 2021. Lauren will be continuing her education at American University, where she will study political science and sociology.
Thank you, Mr. McKnight. Parents, relatives, teachers, and future graduates, good afternoon. Thank you for coming here today to celebrate all of our remarkable accomplishments. Sitting before you is a group full of stellar students, Division I athletes, published authors, future Spotify chart toppers, presidents, captains, and more. But the common denominator of our collective success actually is a whole lot of setbacks and some pretty inspiring comeback stories too. Despite the achievements we are celebrating here today, I want to thank and even acknowledge failure. It has gifted us grit, determination, and actually has set us up for a lifetime of success. I learned this lesson more recently than I'd like to admit. Those who know me well know that my #1 favorite topic of conversation is my beloved job at Trader Joe's Store 505, right in Arlington Heights. Thank you. See, I've always loved my job. That is, until I nearly quit last February. Months ago, about halfway through my shift, my manager Mike told me that it was time for semi-annual reviews. I grinned with confidence. I ace semi-annual reviews, I thought to myself. What could go wrong? Spoiler alert, nearly everything went wrong. He told me bluntly that I needed to be a better employee. He pointed out shifts that I'd called out from without advance notice, others that I'd arrived late for, and that I took lengthy breaks to boot. Needless to say, I didn't earn the coveted semi-annual raise either. I was in shock. My whole identity as this hardworking, responsible employee and student shattered in an instant. At home, I was angry and defensive. How could they be so harsh and inflexible? Didn't they know that I was juggling college apps and school and field hockey? And what did 3 or 4 minutes off my shift matter anyway? I seriously considered quitting, both out of pride and embarrassment. But I thank myself every day that I didn't quit. Thanks to my mom's guided questions and my own introspection, I came to the biting conclusion that Mike was right. I hadn't been a good employee, and not only did I owe it to Trader Joe's to do better, but I owed it to myself. That night, I resolved to do better, and since that day, I have not been late for, nor have I missed a single shift, and I finally got that raise. Thank you. See, we all have our Trader Joe's stories, even and especially those at the tops of their fields. Michael Jordan was cut from his JV basketball team, and Dr. Seuss was voted least likely to succeed by his high school senior class. Whether it be a bad grade, a losing streak in sports, a heartbreak, or even a college rejection, we are all too familiar with that knot-in-your-stomach, headache-inducing, eye-watering feeling of failure. A lot of us, myself included, often fall victim to a binary view of success. I thought that successful people were successful because they didn't make mistakes. Now I know that success doesn't discriminate between those who make mistakes and who don't. Success discriminates between those who learn from their mistakes and those who don't. In a matter of minutes, we're graduating from Arlington High School and accepting diplomas that not only set us up for a lifetime of success, but a lifetime of pretty awesome comeback stories. The struggle to achieve at high levels while balancing family, friends, work, and free time mirrors the struggle that we'll face tomorrow and every day after that. However, incorporating these struggles into our daily lives builds our stamina and helps us achieve even more. So thank you to every teacher, parent, and family member who has come to celebrate with us today. Thank you for helping us succeed, and as hard as it may have been to watch, thank you for letting us fail. We really do appreciate it. And to the class of 2021, I can't believe our time here is almost over. I love this class like crazy, and I haven't met a member of it who hasn't inspired me or impressed me or made me laugh or made me proud to say that I know them. There is not a doubt in my mind that every one of us is off to achieve greatness, no matter what form that may take. I wish you all the absolute best of luck, and while I don't wish setbacks or failure upon any of you, I hope that when they do happen, you keep going forward. Thank you all for making the past 4 years absolutely unforgettable, and congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Lauren. It's my pleasure to introduce Connor Rempe, President of the Student Council. Connor will be continuing his education at American University, where he will be studying economics.
Thank you, Mr. McKnight. Over the last 4 years at Arlington High, each of us has learned some important things. We've learned how to analyze the great works of literature. We've learned how to apply the lessons of the past to the present. And, as Dr. Janger said, we've learned how to sneak out of study hall for a midday dunks run. While all of these things are equally important, none of them are what I consider to be the most important lesson that I learned in school. None of them are as important as the lesson we all learned nearly 14 years ago on our first days of kindergarten: how to make friends. On my first day, I was a nervous kid who was awkwardly tall for my age, as I kind of still am. And I was a little scared to go up to anybody. So my teacher, Miss Beto, saw me by myself and guided me over to the puzzle table, where Sagar Rastogi, who's sitting right on the aisle over there, was sitting, and he was hard at work on a Pirates of the Caribbean themed puzzle. I sat down next to him, and we started working together. Neither of us talked that much, just your standard first day pleasantries. But without exchanging many words, I could tell that both of us had only one goal in mind: finish that puzzle by the end of the day. And it wasn't easy. Throughout the day, there were many times when we had to rely on each other's help to get the job done. When I would get stuck on a piece, he would stop what he was doing and work on whatever section I was working on to help. When he would try to force a piece into somewhere where it just wouldn't go, I would stop whatever I was doing and help him find where it fit in. He and I worked tirelessly on that puzzle until we had a completed picture of Johnny Depp's swashbuckling face staring right back at us. That day was when I first learned the importance of friendship. Without each other, neither Sagar nor I would have finished the puzzle alone. That's a lesson that would bear repeating throughout the rest of my life. Since that day, I faced challenges ranging from dealing with self-doubt to just finding a way not to trip over my size 14 shoes. And all of them were much harder than finishing that puzzle. But I've had to rely on my friends and family for support in the same way that I relied on Sagar that day. In turn, I like to think that my time at AHS has taught me how to be there for my friends, to support them in their times of need in the same way. Not one of us would have made it through our time here without other people having our back. Whether it was something simple like an outrageously difficult homework assignment or a larger, more personal hurdle, we've all had to overcome things that we simply could not do alone. As a class, we've banded together many times throughout the years to support each other through dark times. Our bonds have been tested by attacks on our school and a global pandemic, just to name a few. Yet today, each of us has emerged triumphant, bolstered by the strength of our family, friends, and teachers who helped us make it through. At the end of our time in high school, we were all excited to get out into the real world and start working on the puzzle of our future. Some of us might even have an idea of what that puzzle will look like once it's finished. However, for the rest of our lives, we are all going to have moments when the pieces just won't fit together right, no matter how hard we try. In those times, it is important for us to remember that we have people by our side to support us no matter what. Sometimes we might even end up building an entirely different puzzle than the one we set out to finish. And even when that ends up being the case, our time at Arlington High has taught us that as long as you have someone by your side to work through your puzzle with you, you will never truly be lost. So, to the class of 2021, as we all look towards the future, we can feel confident that our time at Arlington High has prepared us to succeed. It has been an absolute privilege to learn alongside each and every one of you and be inspired by your creativity and passion. I'm absolutely convinced that we all have the potential to succeed at anything we do. However, when each of us inevitably face difficulties along the way, it will be essential for us to have friends and family who we can rely on to get us through. Beyond anything else, that's what AHS taught us to do. So, good luck solving your puzzle, but remember to always be thankful for the people who are helping you towards that final piece. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. It's my pleasure to present Maya Patel-Massini, the Vice President of the Class of 2021. Maya will be attending Harvard College, where she will study government and economics.
Not many people in this world can be described as fuller than life. Someone who lights up the room with their presence the moment they walk in with a warm smile. Arlington High School is immensely lucky to have a teacher like this, devoted to all the students in the school. Known for going the extra mile, Mr. Barasa, an English teacher and the cross-country and distance coach, has earned the respect and trust of all the students because of his respect and trust in us. What makes Mr. Barasa so special is that he remembers the names of every single student, regardless of whether he's had them on a team or in a class. My favorite memory of Mr. Barasa has to be at track meets. Picture this. All the runners are about to start, getting ready to run. And Mr. Barasa is right there with them at the start line, almost as if he's going to run too, hyping up each runner. The second the gun goes off, the runners are off. And Mr. Barasa is right there with them, running to the next checkpoint and still hyping up each runner. Once the runners hit their final stretch, giving everything they've got, Mr. Barasa is right there with them, also giving everything he's got into hyping up each runner. If anything, he probably gets the hardest workout out of all the track people there, as he proceeds to do this for every single race. Through something as simple as acknowledging our individuality, Mr. Barasa inspires our confidence, pushing us to be better, while also making us want to be better ourselves. He engages his students, creates an enjoyable learning environment, and went above and beyond this year to try to keep our love of learning alive. As a welcoming, compassionate, and amiable person, Mr. Barasa is someone we should all aspire to be more like. A student in our class said that Mr. Barasa can make even the driest of Charles Dickens's novels enjoyable. So it's only fair that he has to share some words with us, though not as many as Dickens. Thank you for all you do, and it's my honor to introduce Mr. Barasa to the stage.
Glad I came. I had no idea I'd be speaking today. Thank you so much, Maya. That was too kind. I've been thinking an awful lot about the ground lately. I've been thinking about Antaeus. Not how Mr. Sincata might think about Antaeus. Wisely, scholarly, knowledgeably, not just about the classics, but about everything else. Likely dreaming in ancient Greek. I'm so fortunate to be his neighbor and his friend. Not like the equally esteemed Mr. Richardson, who reads the Haney poem before a cross-country meet every year. Antaeus, son of Gaia, Mother Earth, from whom he drew his strength. The team knows, but so long as he made contact with her, so long as he could touch the ground, he remained invincible. So strong and so cocky, he challenged random passerby to wrestling matches, daring them to pin him, knowing he'd win. And then he'd use their skulls to erect an altar to his father, Poseidon, the tempestuous god of the seas and earthquakes. It took Hercules finally wrapping him up in a bear hug and lifting him off the ground before anyone could finally defeat him. And he crushed him like Dionysus would a grape on a Friday afternoon. Antaeus. I've been thinking an awful lot about the ground lately. When I bring my son Miles into the daycare every day, he asks to ride the alligator up to watch the trucks building my school, as he likes to call it. Of course, when it's time to ride the alligator back down to the daycare, he announces, "We made it, ground floor, away!" Unable to fully understand how miraculous it is each time the alligator actually gets us there, back to the ground. Alligator is the most adorable malapropism I've heard in a long time, and I've been the victim of malapropisms my whole life, mostly thanks to my brother. A Marine, he's one of the toughest people I know, not unlike Antaeus. He was the king of malapropisms when he was a boy, calling himself a carnivore because he liked to eat meat. Describing quickly occurring events as happening in rapid succession, I still picture some sweaty hot dog and sausage race between innings at Beehive Field, where the AA New Britain Red Sox played their home games just minutes from the house we grew up in, the house my mother grew up in, the house my grandfather built from the ground up. When I settled on moving out of this house to attend Boston College, that same brother, jealous of my moving so close to our beloved Carmine hose, said he wanted to live vicariously through me. I think I know what he meant. I suppose it makes sense that I've been thinking a lot about the ground lately. A lot of my childhood memories in that same home involved moving rocks and dirt from one place to another. Less because I was interested in it, as Miles seems to be. I just want to dig in the dirt all day long, he'll say, anytime he can get his tiny fingers into any kind of scrap or scale of soil. But more because it was just what we were doing. My parents always had a purpose to the dirt moving, of course. Building an addition, putting in a pool, gardening. But it's hard for a boy who isn't particularly interested in moving dirt to see the purpose. Never mind, understand it. Imagine, it probably isn't too hard, an entire childhood of wondering, when am I actually going to need to move dirt like this in real life? I guess I've been thinking about the ground my whole life. So here we are. Commencement Day, a day of endings but named after beginnings. Just a few hundred feet from where the beams you signed will bear the heft and weight of decades of learning new things in new spaces. Just 100 or so years after Fusco House climbed into the sky, an icon along Arlington's main drag, a paragon of education alongside those other Massachusetts Avenue institutions of higher learning. And before hundreds of family members, friends, peers, teachers, coaches, parents, guardians, caretakers, and malapropism-wielding siblings, we celebrate. Because this day, too, is for all of them, not just you, class of 2021. You may get the cool hats with the dangly bits, of course, but with the dangly bits comes anticipation. That sense of completion, but also of promise. That sense of, now what? In 12 years of teaching at AHS, I've had to change tack as a teacher a few times. Some things I had to work hard to wedge into the curriculum and class discussion as a younger teacher are now things students don't need to be taught, like how to disagree politely, respect everyone, and understand that the world, in spite of its best efforts, in spite of what it screams at you, isn't actually binary. I spent 3 years wondering why Genevieve pretends not to know me before realizing Louisa is her equally rad twin sister. Dennis and Caden don't actually have to pick one sport. They can play both volleyball and track and field and earn that varsity letter, apparently. My homeroom and advisory can be filled with the most compassionate and caring human beings in the school, and Luca can be in it too. Sometimes, when he's not busy. In all seriousness, though, while some things are actually black and white, and while some people are actually black and or white, everyone isn't simply one thing or another. Knowing that hasn't made your journey so far any easier, and that journey won't necessarily get any easier. but you've handled it thus far with incredible grace. As Maggie Stiefvater writes in Mr. Impossible, people who are one thing have a hard time with people who are more than one thing. But you, class of 2021, each of you so much more than just one thing. You've always seemed to know that. And I've seen it in so many ways. Teaching you as freshmen, yikes. To sophomores, oh. To seniors, hooray. But like Zoom seniors, you know, we had to do that whole thing. You rocked it. You did a good job. That was good. Speedily traversing the ground as a cross-country team to win 3 league titles in 4 years. A team comprising musicians and actors and singers and dancers and folks who listen to poetry and meditate together before races. Treading new ground by earning the Kathleen Roberts Creative Leadership Award for outstanding advocacy work with the work that you've done with the AHS Asian American Coalition. And breaking new ground by forming the Anti-Racism Working Group and branching out into the community in ways that perhaps didn't seem possible before, doing real, important work to fight racial injustice, but all kinds of injustice, by advocating on behalf of yourselves and others with poise, with power, and with purpose. And, you know, beating back this whole global pandemic thing as best as you can, just to name a few. Every single one of you here has broken ground. So now what? What happens after you break ground? What will you do? Will you build? Will you lay a foundation? A foundation from which some home, some haven, some holy place will reach towards the sky, sheltering others from all the blows and buffets of the world? Will you irrigate? Will you bring some sort of catharsis to the land you've upset in a world where, let's be honest, it's about time some land got upset? Will you observe? Will you study? Will you get your head in the gutter for a change? Check out the flora and fauna that's always been hanging out down there? Because if you haven't done that yet, you should. Talk to Liam Noakes. You wouldn't believe the mycorrhizal connections going on down there in the dirt. It's fertile. Stuff grows down there. Will you plant? Will you foster further growth? Will you encourage roots to spread and take hold around you and others? Will you blossom? Will you be Antaeus? Will you claim this newly broken ground as your own and protect it, a giant in your own realm? Will you challenge passerby to wrestle over the very soul of everything you've worked for thus far, and everything you're going to work for in the future, and everything you hope for and dream of, for everything you believe in and stand for, even if Hercules looms on the horizon? So, go forth. With your concrete mixers and your masonry, your micro sprayers and your mini bubblers, your microscopes and your magnifying glasses, your mowers and your mattocks. Go forth, but stay rooted, both to here and to Gaia, both places from which you'll draw your strength and remain invincible. I've been thinking an awful lot about the ground lately, and what a privilege it's been watching you break it these last 4 years. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce our first honor speaker, Genevieve Baldwin. Genevieve will be attending Brown University, where she will major in political science and religious studies.
For all the years we've been in school, we've spent a lot of time focusing on preparation. We've been told to prepare for the next test, the next class, the next year, the next stage in our lives. Today, I want us to remember there's a difference between preparation and practice. And we did practice many things, from soccer drills to public speaking, but the majority of our time was not spent practicing. It was spent in action, and that's what's prepared us. Our days here were not practice days. They were full, long days. Our friendships here were not preparatory friendships. They are still deep-reaching relationships. Our emotions and motivations and accomplishments were not inconsequential. They were vibrant parts of our lived experience, and they will be with us for years to come. For us and for all other students, high school is not practice for the real world. It's a part of it. Student activism, student government, student initiative, student athletics, they count. We wouldn't be prepared for the next parts of our lives if our school years weren't real. And we are prepared. Around the world, our generation is the most engaged, informed, and active group of young people there has ever been. Here at AHS, this has showed in our student-driven projects, our strong athletic communities, our incredible student leaders in student government and activist organizations. Plus, across the board, we've stuck together during challenging and uncertain times, from the chaos of construction to a world-altering pandemic. Adults have told us all our lives that we are the future. But I know that we will make and are already making invaluable contributions to this world. Not only are we prepared, we are eager, and we will meet any challenges that come our way with the same real, strong commitment and resolve we have tackled high school with. Class of 2021, I'm beyond proud to stand up here today and call you all my friends. We are a force to be reckoned with. Endlessly resilient, stubbornly supportive of each other, and authentic in our actions and our words. Today, we're saying goodbye to Arlington High, but I refuse to say goodbye to all of you, because I know that we'll continue to do great things in the future. So I'll just say, see you later instead. Thank you for giving me the honor of speaking today. I wish you all the best. And I hope that we can give ourselves a massive round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Genevieve. It is my pleasure to introduce honor speaker Sam Derringer. Sam will be attending Tufts University in the fall.
Good afternoon. How we doing? We good? Yeah? We're almost there. Picture this. It's 8:25 in the early morning. We all rise in unison like mummies out of our cocoons in bed, wobble over to our desks, whether in the next room or across the hall, and plop ourselves down onto our heavily imprinted, comfy chairs. With our first push of effort each morning, we hover aimlessly over our glowing boxes and across to those vital links that bring us to a sea of black squares. All together, and with a collective sigh, we turn on our cameras like this, and organized into our Brady Bunch boxes, we continue the routine. Yes, our class has been uniquely marked by our presentation to one another. We have been morphed, shape-shifted over time like this virtual realm that we have endured, and have continued to adapt to the confusing world around us. even our building. The old, rundown, lovable bundle of fallen ceiling tiles and chipped paint is also changing its facade. And we're all now thrown back into it. We're moving outside into the blue gym, the red gym, the auditorium, scurrying through the scaffolding and into the building. And instead of that virtual sea of black squares, new barriers arise. We yell over the sounds of whirring fans, constantly have to check to make sure our masks properly fit over our noses, and always subconsciously live with that little bit of fear that we may get our loved ones sick. It's important to acknowledge that we've lived through a period of time defined by different and distinct barriers. From rising in the mornings to stare across that virtual ether, to walking quickly down halls marked by arrows as masks don our faces, to the literal facade of our building altered and changed forever, it's been hard to find that identity that we once held so true to ourselves. Or is it? Now, if there's one thing I've learned over this past year, and my entire time at AHS for that matter, it's to look a little closer and examine what it is we have actually done when these barriers present themselves. Well, the one thing we see is art. We see murals, paintings, theater, signs of passion and creativity formed together with the purpose of uplifting change and amplifying the voices of those who need it most right now. We see music, dozens of performances all across town, from basements to chapels, flutes to techno drums, continue to produce sounds that bring us together time and time again. We see pride as teams still rise up, compete for championships, work through restrictions, and celebrate together. We have seen the founding of new groups, from anti-racism movements to humanitarian organizations to even TV shows that have thrived, even in the midst of a global pandemic. So, yes, faces have changed, places have changed, and people have and will change. And new barriers, even without pandemics, every day have and will constantly present themselves. But it's that little whirring ball. It's that little whirring ball of energy within us all that has allowed us to rise to the occasion time and time again. The art, the music, the positive change that we've made under the most dire of circumstances is a clear indicator of our resilience and many future successes. It's the fact that even though we've been separated, virtual, masked, disoriented, confused, scared in many more ways than one, how amidst it all, we have continuously found unique ways of channeling energy through passion. So, let's look, dare I say, intently back at those Brady Bunch boxes, the sweaty blue gym, and the unrecognizable tower that now stands behind us as reminders. Reminders that as this world of ours keeps constantly changing around us, it's our collective creativity that will always set us forward and propel us to thrive. So thank you so much. Congratulations, class of 2021, and let's do this.
Thank you, Sam. Now, Principal Matthew Janger and Chair of the Arlington School Committee, Bill Hayner, will present the diplomas to the class of 2021. This year, our readers will be Dean of Students, Ms. Veronica Tivenin, and Assistant Principal, Mr. Bill McCarthy.
Nathan Crawford Pokris.
Timothy Connor Rempe.
Magna Gita.
Louisa Holmes Baldwin.
Lauren Judith Bain.
Genevieve Howland Baldwin.
Maya Patel Massini.
Samuel Eli Derringer.
Otis Adams.
Gabriel Lagoy Larison.
Anthony Joseph Aiken.
Isabella Noel Lespina.
Raylan Sarah Akta.
Justin Raymond Lawless.
Ethan Matthew Alexander.
Anouk Florine Lebron.
Stavrina Emeritides.
Adam Vincent Lee.
Angela Ambroni.
Justin Victor Lee.
Megan Anderson.
Nathaniel Muir Leaf.
Nicholas Peter Antonakis.
M. Tesney Lavelle.
George Christos Arvanitis.
Agnes Leigh Lee.
Harry Green Averill.
Sabrina Fitzgerald Libertori.
Oren Baruch Arahami.
Ezra Liddy.
Stratus Awad.
Annika Maria Francher Loff.
Maya Erica Baranoff.
Matthew Robert Lojacano.
Get it right. Abigail Eleanor Bear.
Martin Hugh Lopes Fernandez.
Lily Hannah Barker.
Daniel Patrick Lopes.
Victor DeFreitas Barros.
Paula Andrea Lozano.
Zamani Martins Barros.
Caroline Ellie McGee.
Catherine Twaddell Barry. Elizabeth Twaddell Barry.
Matthew Patrick Mahoney.
Harleen Kaur Basan.
Michelle Isabel Mahoney.
Evan Thomas Beach.
Ryan Maradiaga.
Alex John Beckenhuse.
Aurora Martins.
Annika Rachel Ben.
Nicholas Diego Martinez.
Serena Rose Bernstein.
Angelica Martirosian.
Chandler Graham Betts.
Mia Janae Maxwell.
Peter Michael Berggren.
Richard McAllister.
Noah Butler.
Lily Shuyon McCalman. Sorry.
Helen Ann Bernardi.
Anthony Alexander Luca.
Jack Arthur Bradley.
Benjamin Henry Lucas.
Sean William Bradley.
Kaylee Francis Lyons.
Patrick John Brennan.
David Christopher McGilvery.
Lena Rose Brody.
Luke Ethan McCarran.
Stuart Gregory Brooks.
Liam John McGowan.
Malika Brown.
Ezekiel.
Riley Ann McKenna.
Henry Ezekiel Burden.
Billy Gerard McLean.
Ethan Chase Burke.
Congrats, Ethan.
John Francis McMenamin.
Henry Joseph Burns.
Benefshe Miriam Merchant.
John Osborne Camerlo.
Congrats, John.
Gabrielle Christina Missouri.
Congrats, Gabby.
Jessica Nicole Carmody.
Chelsea McIntyre Miller.
Martin Cello.
Congrats.
Sophie Nicole Mincello.
Chapagai. Oh, that's right.
Aditi Chapagai.
J. Grace Moshe.
Kenzie Chen.
Sean Thomas Malloy.
Congrats.
Anushka Chetri.
Noah Thompson Monks.
Congrats.
Swastik Shuk.
Ava Lynn Marie Morales.
Sequitri Chuk.
Congratulations.
Luke Joseph Murphy.
Mason Patrick Connell.
I lost mine.
Joseph Luciano Natoli.
Ava Connolly.
Congrats. Congratulations. Julianne.
Liam Feliu Noakes.
Ava Julianne Kniff.
Matthew James Noonan.
Constance. Monsivance.
Sierra Constance Monsivance Curo.
Ali Noorlahi.
Xavier Antonio D'Agostino. All of them, right? Congratulations, Frank.
Francesco Xavier Antonio D'Agostino.
John Thomas O'Connell.
Elisa.
Julia Elisa Da Silva.
Shay Regina O'Day.
Emma Davison.
Congrats, Emma.
Ryan William O'Rourke.
Melissa Emma DeFabridis.
Congrats.
Maggie Ann O'Sullivan.
Congrats, Sally.
Allie DeFrancisco.
Anushka Oak.
Tyler Rexford Delabar.
Congrats, Tyler. Congratulations.
Sam Oldham.
David James Delaney.
Anand Russell Olsted.
Olivia Grace DeMarco.
Ben M. Osting.
Kate Demery.
Duru Oscafelli.
Congrats.
Alice Dews Stone.
Philip Pajevich.
You want me to say Maria, right?
Julie Maria DiCarlo.
Sadiksha Pade.
Benjamin Samuel Dietz.
Luke Thomas Pandolfo.
Christos Stamakis.
Rowan John Paulette Newton.
Michaela Catherine Doherty.
Cameron Alexis Patterson.
Ruby Ann Donnelly.
Claudia Pemai.
Jackson Dre.
All right.
David Anping Peng.
Emily Delara Tyler Drolet.
Michael Angelo Pesaritis.
Olivia Pauline Bishop Dumay.
Caitlin Camille Pettit.
Jackson Sage Gabriel DuPont.
Lily Charlotte Pfister.
Kendrew Dusenberry.
Allison Mary Piggott.
Gardam.
Seth Gardam Edmonds.
Jan Luca Pilya.
Anastasia Ray Edry.
Nicholas Daniel Pilya.
Isabel Elio.
Benjamin Elias Platt.
Absolutely.
Maria Ann Elder.
Michael Owen Puglisi.
Caden Ing Canty.
James Fountain Quinn.
Olivia Ing Canty.
Olivia.
Jaden Daniel Quinones.
Tessa Irby.
Owen Ralston.
Sophia Estrada.
Kevin Angus McIver.
Najire Ashley Ewa.
Varun Chari McIntyre.
Ready? Congrats.
Claire Hannah Ewan.
Brendan Albert McIlvenna.
Brianna Rose Fallon.
Brajesh Simkata.
Aiden Mark Fechtow.
Cameron James Luongo.
Talia Rachel Fine.
Sagar Rastogi.
Congratulations.
Christian John Fernandez.
Congrats.
Benjamin Resnick.
Congrats.
Victoria Ann Ferreira.
Chanel Shavana Richards.
Alicia Xiaoyi Fessler.
Catherine Rush Richardson.
Leo Churchill Fields.
Tenzin Yarfel Rinzin.
Ella Fishalis.
Toby Ritzkowski.
Congratulations.
Claire Catherine Flanagan.
Eli Ronkin.
Selby Fleming.
Allison Margaret Roger.
Carolyn Lindsay Foster.
Natalie Rosemary Rojas.
Eleanor Freed.
Frankie Lee Rivera.
Livia Grace Freeman.
Congratulations. Freudenreich.
Luca Ruggiero.
Sophie Freudenrich.
Vincent Walter Rudolph.
Maeve Gallagher.
Congrats, Jelani.
Vivian Yasmari Ruiz.
Jelani Booker Galvez.
Abhishek S. Saini.
Last name Gardner? Did I say it right? Gardenier. Gardenier.
Alejandro Matthew Gardenier.
Jordana Saintil.
Sabine Francis Farina. Got it. Ready? I'll wait a second.
Sabine Francis Farina Garahan.
May Ann Skelfo.
Sakshi Goro.
Congrats, Sakshi. Congratulations.
Isabel Sophia Miranda Schramm von Blucher.
Say Elizabeth.
Lauren Elizabeth Geis.
Tobias Jacques Edmund Schuler.
I got it right. Congrats.
Angelise Jamosin.
Congratulations.
Henri Emmanuel Schutte.
Lila Gabor.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Alexander Schofield.
Ready?
Sophia Friedman Gerioni.
Congratulations. Sophia.
Margaret Janet Schupak.
Ella Marie Gomes.
Congratulations, Ella.
Mary Kate Shannon.
Maya Tess Goodhue.
Congratulations,
Eli Sher Bagish.
Ready?
Catherine Condon Goodwin.
Congratulations, Catherine.
Louis Schreiber.
Keshav Gauthaman.
Congratulations.
Kian Rodrigo Silva.
Keely Elaine Griffin.
Congratulations, Keely.
Maxwell John Silva Durso.
Elizabeth Claire Gromfin.
Congratulations.
Maxwell Jordan Silverman.
I got it, Boris.
Boris Roman Gross.
Congratulations.
Nathan Riel Skozinski.
Oliver William Hallahan.
Congratulations, Oliver.
Kiara Michelle Smith.
Gwyneth Spence Hamilton.
Congratulations, Gwyneth.
Sarah Lynn Smith.
Henry Hamilton.
Congratulations, Henry.
Hallie Snell.
Sophia Rose Harris.
Congratulations, Sophia.
Lucy Clara Spangler.
Congrats, Sean.
Sean Michael Hart.
Congratulations, Sean.
Jameson Bradford Sparks.
Congrats.
Marika Louisa Heitman.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Cole Alden Spear.
Ella Ames Henson.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Avery Spellmeyer.
Miles Stevens Hess.
Congrats, Miles.
Congratulations, Miles.
Vida Stanovich.
Matthias Hillian.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Matthias.
Noah Strong Sweeter.
Going too fast.
Carrie Alice Hirsch.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kenny.
Emma Francis Sweeney.
Dennis Ho.
Congratulations, Dennis.
Francis Lanwa Saras.
Theo Olson Hofstrom.
Congratulations, Theo.
Ava Michelle Talanian.
Lane Mary Elizabeth Hogan.
Congratulations, Lane.
Lucas Alexander Tapiero.
Connor McGuire Horgan.
Congrats, Connor. Okay, say your name.
Magdalena Ruby Ahouse Taylor.
Pippa.
Pippa Howgrith Graham.
Congratulations.
Adrian John Thomas.
Eliane Margaret Hewitt.
Lolita Layla Thompson.
Alexander James Hutchinson.
Hannah Grace Tironi.
Anna Carolina Imrie.
Gwendolyn Angeline Van Allen.
Maya Ivy Jacob.
Anne Marie Vado.
Noah Wilson Jacobs.
Congratulations, Noah.
Scott Kevin Vreeland.
Ryan Jiang.
Congrats, Ryan.
Congratulations.
Khalil Abdul Waldron.
Fiona Johnson McDonald.
Julia Marie Wallace.
Needy Joshi.
Congratulations.
Julia Rose Wallace.
Caleb.
Rebecca Madeline Kalick.
Erin Catherine Walsh.
Grace Sunying Kam.
Grace Lydia Walters.
Uday Katoch.
Adam Wasco.
Nina Michal Katowski.
Congratulations, Nina.
Matthew John Weber.
Charles Lewis Keating.
Grace Anna Weinstein.
Varej Armin Kasayan.
Congratulations, Greg.
Sophia Westeroff.
Maxwell Thomas Kirby.
Congratulations, Maxwell. Here you go.
Aiden James Klingsberg.
Alexine Way.
Aiden James Klingsberg.
Diana Catherine Wicks.
Catherine Louise Klosterman.
Maddie Anderson Williams.
Cheryl Suzanne Cole.
Congratulations, Cheryl.
Shaban Dave Williams.
Eliza Goldie Copens.
Eric Williamson.
Roger Wilder Katina.
Aiden Matthew Vogue McGinty.
Robert Charles Labarge III.
Joyce Wu.
Dominic Vincent Lyosa.
Congratulations, Dominic.
Alan Z.
Trevor Jackson Lally.
John Z.
Luch Michael Lancelotti.
Margaret Eileen Zimmer.
Alexander Samuel Langell.
Amy Zoe. Tina Zoe. Jacob William Sanders.
Enchi Wong.
Valerie Sekina.
Joshua Philip Skelfo.
Sophia Clement Saleh.
Sophie Joanne Rutenberg.
Zoe Ronkin.
Please bear with us while we finish up photographs. Thank you.
Hi all, we're not quite done yet. Is this one working? We're not quite done yet. We're waiting for the conferring. We're just finishing the photos over here.
She is.
Okay.
I am going to wait till the last.
Yes. Oh.
That is why.
Yeah.
Finally, it's my pleasure to introduce the class secretary, Meghna Gite. Meghna will be attending Northeastern University to study computer science. Meghna will present the class gift and conclude the graduation exercises for Arlington High School's class of 2021.
It is my honor to now present the class of 2021's gift to the AHS community. We will be donating the rest of our funds to the Inclusion and Diversity Grant, which AHS community members can use to sponsor projects to help foster greater equity in our community. The second part of our gift is a painting graciously created by one of our classmates, Genevieve Baldwin. It features the facade of the old AHS building and the signatures of our class to commemorate all the fond memories we made in that building. And now, the time we've all been waiting for. Without further ado, I invite you all to move your tassels from your right side to your left. Everyone, I now present to you Arlington High School's graduates, the class of 2021.